Introduction. With social media and online activity taking over our lives, it has become a necessity for businesses to work with many strategies that make their online presence effective. Companies now work on employing professionals whose entire job is to come up with different tactics that help businesses increase their online traffic. This traffic is, more often than not, dictated and redirected from search engines like Google. And to please them, search engine optimization has become a fundamental part of the operation. Now, a lot of this redirection of traffic is meant to happen organically. If you are a tech-savvy individual who is able to keep up with the changes in the many algorithms employed by search engines, you will be able to make sure, to some extent, that your website never falls off the radar of said search engines. Strategies that involve such organic ways of building traffic are also a preferred technique, no matter what kind of website you run, because these strategies bring more customers naturally to the product or service a business offers. Research has shown that this increases your website's chances of growing traffic by 20 times when compared to paid advertising, whether you look at the numbers on a desktop or a mobile. SEO strategies are not just a practical way to get more attention from search engines, but are also a marketing strategy that continues to reward you over time. This includes keeping tabs on including the correct keywords for every bit of content you publish on your website, because these keywords help search engines give your page the high ranking it deserves. This ranking plays a big role in the order in which search results are displayed for any given user query. This, in turn, gives your website the visibility you are shooting for. Make your content interesting and relevant, and over time, you will see that something as simple as adding the right keywords will help your traffic skyrocket. But this is not just about strategy. Including the right keywords essentially started off as a way to tell the search engine what your content is about and how it should be indexed. Every search engine uses crawlers to gather information about the content on the internet. These crawlers come back with binary data, in zeros and ones, that helps the search engine make an index. This index goes through an algorithm designed by the search engine and checks to see if your website matches the query entered by a user. When you optimize your website for a search engine, what you are doing is making sure that the content on the website has all the requisite information and metadata that any person who is looking for such information is likely to type into the search bar. This metadata includes the right title, descriptions, and tags that are relevant to the corresponding content. This needs to be relevant and informative. Let's dig a little deeper into that. What is SEO? When you practice SEO, what you do is make sure the quality and quantity of the content on your website is channeled towards increasing the traffic on your website. This means to give it more visibility and also expose your brand to as many potential customers as possible. This is an organic way of getting better results when someone looks up information you might have. It is a critical part of marketing your product or service on the internet, because trillions of searches are being conducted on the internet every year, and there are an innumerable number of websites that are competing with you to get the same set of eyeballs. A lot of these commercial operations and searches are a big part of how users find brands and their services. When you do a good job with search engine optimization, your website gets better rankings for keywords and phrases from the search engines, and that improves your brand's visibility. This is no longer the open secret that it used to be a few years back. This means businesses have gotten good at tricking search engines to rank their web pages higher to get visibility. So search engines are constantly tightening the screws by changing the parameters through which they rank websites to make the search results more useful to the user, instead of benefiting businesses with subpar content. This is why you need to be on your toes and in the loop on new practices. Search engines are also trying to retain traffic on their search results page instead of redirecting users to other web pages, because advertising is how they make their money. This is why you see certain features on the homepage. Think about this. The search engine results page, or SERP, has both ads and organic results. One such feature is the featured snippet, also referred to as the answer box. This feature gives the user a direct answer to a specific question, instead of redirecting them to a different web page. Search engines are able to make money more efficiently when they cater to the user's needs by keeping them on the SERP pages for a short period of time. But lucky for businesses, Some of these can be beaten fair and square with good search engine optimization techniques. That's how, when a user types a direct question into the search panel, they get a brief summary of text from the highest ranking page, which possibly answers the question right away. This could be an organic result based on good SEO. At the heart of it, SEO is basically just understanding the words your potential customer is typing into a search engine when looking for your website, and how you can use that knowledge to draw them towards your website instead of your competition. So, it is fundamentally about understanding your customers. Keyword research. When I say keyword research, I'm talking about words and phrases that the content on your website should have. This makes it easy for users searching for such content to find your website easily when they type in specific words into the search bar. The idea is to synchronize your understanding of the user's preferences with the search engine's data, so that it can show your website up top when users look for those keywords. This is one of the most important elements of search engine optimization. Typically, the process starts with creating a list of keywords that are relevant to the content you are trying to optimize. It takes time and effort, but the results are phenomenal and makes it totally worth investing your resources. A lot of individuals, including some professionals, look for SEO keywords only once and don't update them from time to time. Another mistake is to add only the most popular keywords, which means you will be one of the many websites that have added the same set of keywords. I've talked about updating keywords being an ongoing process. That is because the internet, unsurprisingly, changes every so often, and you need to keep up with it. And updating keywords is like maintenance for the content on the website. You need people to recognize the content from the simplest means, like the title and the accompanying description. This makes them feel like they are talking to a human, albeit a professional, and not a bot or an institution that is out of touch with the present world. This also keeps your web page ranked on top, since these will be the keywords your users are entering into the search bar. There are plenty of tools online that can help you find a bunch of keywords related to a subject, but you must also do your own homework and make sure you keep track of the results on your trial and error techniques. Keyword research is also of great use to marketers in understanding the psyche of buyers. It tells them what is in high demand and how to use a popular keyword to optimize the content, but also beat the competition organically. You also learn about the kind of language the demographic that is most likely to seek your products or services is using. Now, it is not enough to find the keywords. You need to know in what order to enter them to get the best results in terms of search engine optimization. The first order of business is to find high attention or long-tail keywords for your content and add them in the title if possible, and also in the body of the text. It is also highly recommended that you place it in the metadata like file names of the images and the URL. Now, let's move on to a much deeper method of optimizing your website. This means going beyond the micro and metadata. It's called on-page SEO, and that's our next chapter. On-page SEO. On-page optimization leads to better search ranking for your website and also increases traffic, which improves the conversion rate. The elements of the website that could use your help are both text and pictorial. You must also consider the HTML code at the back end and the user experience at the front end of the website. There is also off-page optimization, which is the work you need to do outside your own website, which includes external links and social media platforms. But let's focus on the on-page factors for now. This is the next important factor in search engine optimization after keyword research. It lets you tweak all the technical elements of the web page to improve your chances at search engine rankings. Number 1. Content. Now, you know that the content of the website is under your control. The same way, technical details are also up to you, and not just the programmers. But on-page SEO optimization also starts with content. The page is deemed to be good by a visitor only when the content is useful to them. It is the first and the only thing that matters to them. The same is true for search engines, because the user is their priority. Good content, when it comes to SEO, can be defined as information that meets the user's demand and has a good number of resourceful and authoritative links. Number 2. Title tag. Then there is the title tag. the second critical on-page optimization factor. So, the title tag is an HTML tag that exists in the header section of every web page. This is the first piece of context on your web page. It can be seen in your browser window and the SERP. Number 3. URL. After internal linking, the next factor to consider for on-page SEO is the order of the categories on your website. Let's do this with an example. If your URL looks like https://www.websitename.com/usnews/Washington, it's a good one because it goes in the right order, because it goes from overall U.S. news to Washington in particular. Search engines use this information to understand the relevance of a web page. Number 4. Meta description. Then there is the meta description, which has been important right from the early days of SEO. This is the description that comes right after the title of your page on the search engine results page. It gives the user a peek into the content of your page and is extremely important. Number 5. Headlines. This is another critical part of search engine optimization. A good headline for your blog posts seems like an obvious answer, but you would be surprised at how many websites completely ignore keyword research for this element. A good headline not only generates user interest, but also helps you stand out from the crowd on the search engine results page. Number 6. User experience. And finally, there is the issue of the user experience on the front end. Most users are likely to be non-technical people who would like to be able to find what they want right away, or at least with some amount of ease.